Kylie Moore. Animals have hearts that feel, eyes that see, and families to care for just like you and me, once said by Anthony Douglas Williams. We have all been to the zoo. How would you feel if you were the animal behind the glass? Zoos do not preserve endangered species. First, I will tell you what it means to preserve an endangered species. Then, I will inform you on the risks the animals are exposed to. And finally, I will talk about the lifestyle they withstand. So let's begin by looking at what it means to preserve an endangered species. The word preserve means to maintain something in its original existing state or form, to keep safe from loss or harm. In order to do so, zoos must provide natural living conditions for the animals. A natural living condition includes space. According to Captive Animals Protecting Society, also known as CAPS, in 2010, a government inspector stated the animals were crowded. There was no feeding or sleeping areas. There was no visible environmental enrichment, and some tigers had wounds of various age, some fresh, some healed. Also described by CAPS, the lions and tigers had 18,000 times less space as they would in the wild. Animals in the zoo do not get to experience choosing their own mate as they would in the wild, but get to experience breeding in a different way. The animals are captive bred, which means they are inseminated. Breeding this way allows the zoo to trade and sell their offspring, or it can have a negative effect of miscarriage or rejection from the mother. Animals in the wild do not experience being watched, but in the zoo, that is their whole life. They go from having privacy to being exposed, which is changing their existing state. Having an animal on display is played for educational purposes, but the people only stop and stare for what they want to see. Now that you know what it means to preserve an endangered species, I will now inform you on the risks the animals are exposed to. According to People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, otherwise known as PETA, they stated the term zoochosis means that captive animals are deprived of everything that is natural and important to them, leaving them lonely or bored. Signs of this behavior include swaying back and forth. Some animals require medication for this, an example being Prozac, a mood-changing drug. The animals are also exposed to stress or abnormal repetitive behaviors. Described by Wanda Ember of Vegan Peace, signs of this behavior include pacing, head bobbing, sitting motionless, or even repeating their exact same steps. These behaviors can lead to depression, boredom, and psychosis. The biggest risk the animals face is death. Surplus animals are a common occurrence that take place in zoos. If the animals are lucky, they will be traded or sold, but not all animals can be lucky. They will be killed. Hannah Jones presented in BBC News on February 27, 2014, an interview with Michael Sorensen, who stated, "We have around 2,000 animals here in Odense Zoo. The number is less than 10 a year, which we have in surplus. So if you look at the number, it's like half the fraction that we have killed." Finally, I will talk about the lifestyle the animals withstand. The zoos feed the animals a frozen, already prepared meal. For example, the tigers, they are fed frozen rabbit carcasses and bones, which leads me into my next point, an animal's instincts. The animals lose their instincts on how to hunt and survive being stuck in a zoo. Their food is already prepared for them. They do not have to hunt or stalk their prey. Their habitat is already created, and like I've stated above about how they lack space and natural living conditions, these things can cause health problems physically and mentally. In conclusion, on the given points on what it means to preserve an endangered species, the risks they face, and the lifestyle they withstand, I hope you see that zoos do not preserve endangered species. Every time you walk into a zoo, look at the animal behind the glass, and remember what Robert Brault once said: "The only creature on earth whose natural habitat is a zoo is the zookeeper himself."
350, great job.